reaching you live and direct from the heart of Africa. If this is your first time on this channel, you are highly welcome. This is a place where we separate the facts from the fiction, the science from the superstitions, and the concepts from the misconceptions about African spirituality. Today, I am still going to be talking about the matter of reincarnation. I'm going to be talking about the major reason why Christians do not believe in reincarnation, why it was removed from their doctrines and teachings, and the use or the abuse or the misinterpretation of the so-called phenomenon of reincarnation by other mainstream Asian religions like Buddhism, Hinduism, Janism, Shintoism. I'll be telling you the real reason why they believe what they believe related to reincarnation. But before then, let's do our customary libation as usual. So please get your glass or whatever you are drinking, whatever you like to drink. If it's whiskey, rum, cognac, soft drink, ogogoro, akpeteshi, sapele water, any kind of thing that you drink that you can be able to be comfortable with. It's not necessarily alcohol, okay? We are not alcoholics in this channel. So if you have anything you drink, can be your lemonade, your lime water, your orange juice, your fruit juice, please bring it out. Let's call some names today. Today's topic is going to be exciting. I'll be talking about different topics. Some people asked the question yesterday, and I'll be addressing those questions with respect to reincarnation, how to manipulate or erase a people by genetic or psychological attack or something like that. Please get your whiskey. Let's just put this show on the road. Okay, this is something that you should learn how to do all the time. It should be natural to you. Okay, this is one way we can reclaim our African legacy and spirituality and custom and tradition. Okay, it's all about giving what is due to who is due to, and all about felicitating and empowering ourselves and remembering our ancestors and our deities. Okay, so are you ready? So I'll be calling upon Eshu, open out the way, and we ask for the overstanding, innerstanding, grandstanding, understanding of anything we are going to be saying today on this channel. We ask for you to guide us and give us the ability to always make the right decision in every situation we find ourselves. We call upon Oshun, mother of life, mother of eternity, mother of wisdom, creativity, productivity, and we ask for your love, for your guidance, for your protection, and also to be with us today. We give you this drink in all sincerity and honesty. We call upon Eteru. We give you a drink too. We call upon Sekmet. We call upon Oya. We call upon Amadioha. We call upon Oromila. We call upon Ubatala. We call upon Ekwensu. We call upon Ologboshere, the undying, indomitable, unbeatable spirit of the African consciousness, aka Basset, aka the Black Panther. We ask for your spirit to envelop us this day, to give us the ability and the will to resist our enemies, to stand for the truth and what is right. We give you this drink today. We ask for your help and for your benediction and intercession and supplication in whatever we are going to be doing today. We call upon Apu, aka Anubis, aka Impu, the one that stands at the hall of the great, the double truth. We ask that for you to come today and to give us your light of wisdom and empowerment. We call upon Sandisma Moyeti. We call upon Ogboribo. We call upon Ogbologbo. We ask for your guidance and for your power, for your dogged approach to issues. Give us the ability to be blunt with the truth and to be honest with the truth of our living and ourselves. Give us the ability to stand for what is right, to not be ashamed of our African culture and our tradition. We ask that you continue to stand for us, empower us. We call upon our brothers and sisters of the other side. We call upon great Africans that have stand for truth, justice, and righteousness. People like Malcolm X, Ashe, Martin Luther King, Ashe, Marcus Garvey, Ashe, Nelson Mandela, Ashe, Lucky Dube, Ashe, Bob Marley, Ashe, Michael Jackson, Ashe, Fela Aníkúlápó Kuti, Ashe, Majek Fashek, Ashe, Thomas Sankara, Ashe, Dr. John Eric Clark, Ashe, Dr. Yusuf Hakama, Ashe, Harriet Tubman, Ashe, Inoko Rashidi, Ashe, great people that have always been with us, Ivan Setima, and good other people that are too numerous to mention, people that died fighting for the freedom and emancipation of African people. Remember you all over the country today. People that died in Congo, genocide, Zimbabwe, Namibia, South Africa, Nigeria, Angola, Sudan, Kush, Kemet, remember you today. We ask that your spirit should not rest in peace, but rest in power. Continue to stand for us. We ask that your blood will speak for us. Blood of the innocent speak for us. Blood of our ancestors speak for us. Blood of Umololo will speak for us. Blood of ancient Benin Empire speak for us. Blood of Bose speak for us. Blood of Ominibo speak for us. Blood of Alaka speak for us. Blood of Efruto speak for us. Great people that are standing for the truth and development for Africa, we give you this ring today. We ask that you continue to stand with us and abide with us now and forever. We ask this in the name of Amen-Ra, in the name of Olodumare, in the name of Heteru, in the name of Aziza, in the name of all spirits that stand for freedom and emancipation of the African race. We give you this ring today. We honor you and we ask you to always guide us and point us in the right direction. It's Isiagware. So if you are part of this, I thank you very much. And it's something that is very, very interesting and something we should be doing from time to time. So today, I will be talking about what needs to be done with respect of why Christians applaud reincarnation. This concept of reincarnation is something that is very, very open. That's something that you see that is very present in every spiritual system in the world. It is something that the indigenous people always know that it's a fact of life, that people reincarnate, and you reincarnate in your race, and most times you reincarnate in your family bloodline because you carry that DNA inside you. So it's something that people know and people always adhere to. But the issue is that modern populist religions around the world, like Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, Shintoism, Janism, in order for them to spread, to get as much followers as possible, in order for them to get people to be loyal to them, they have to lie. They have to sort of spread the ideology or philosophy or belief that reincarnation does not exist, that reincarnation is not real, that reincarnation is not a fact. So this kind of thing, what it does is that it make people to believe that they only have one life to live. And as a result of this, people tend to behave that in a certain way, that they don't plan for their future, they don't plan for the next incarnation. And as a result of this kind of mentality enable this religious system to prey on them, to continue to abuse them psychologically, emotionally, and financially, of course. So this is a major issue that you're going to find in African, so in the life of Africans today. So as a result of this type of thing, what we need to do is to refer back to the truth. If you check the origin of Christianity, you check the so-called early Christians before Emperor Constantine took over, the so-called Yeshua followers which were not original Christians, they were rebel leaders in their own rights. When you check their gospel, you find out that they believe in reincarnation. You find out about the so-called Coptic Christians. A good book that will give you example of this is this so-called Gnostic Gospels of ancient Christians. This one was written by Ellen Page. It was supposed to be writings from a scroll that was discovered in the about almost 20 years ago, more than that, safe, in the 1970s. They discovered these original writings, according to them, attributed to the follower of Jesus. And these people believe in reincarnation at that time. Even the early Ethiopians that founded this so-called Christian religion, that they copied from other previous spiritual system, which was the ancient Kemet system of the Holy Trinity of man, woman, and child, and the Savior with 12 disciples, which is a symbolic or allegory for the movement of the sun around the 12 constellation astrological signs. So what these people did was that they also believe in reincarnation, that when you die, you come back again. But soaring across the line, the Christians decided to remove this from their doctrine because they believe that them putting this there will not make people subscribe fully to the religion. And they wanted to steal money from people. So if they tell you that you only have one life to live, there is no reincarnation, you will be more inclined to give them all your possessions, give them your family heritage, give them your ancestral lands, so that you will die empty-handed. So what they're doing with this is that they tell you that we have one life to live. There's no reincarnation. When you die, you face judgment. If you pass the exam or the judgment of the so-called God, you go to heaven to sing and dance forever. If not, you go to hell to burn forever. So there's no importance of worldly materials, of earthly materials, of heritage, land, money. Living a good life to help your community does not matter. What matters is your personal relationship with Jesus Christ. This is the only thing that matters. You serving them, worshiping them, doing their will, helping them to build their religion, bringing more followers to them. This is the only thing that matters. All other things is unnecessary. As a result of this, what will happen is that the person will not care about his future. As a result of this, the person will have to give them all his heritage. You give them land you're supposed to leave for your children, for your next incarnation. You believe that you are not coming back again. You're going to give it to the church. So you die empty-handed, you die poor. This is why churches are very, very wealthy in Africa, especially Nigeria. They have a lot of money because people have been deceived into giving them their ancestral heritage. Most times in Nigeria, all lands are donated to churches. People that have property, they feel that they are doing something for God. You go and give it to the church, and church will now have land that you're supposed to give to your children, land that you're supposed to put in your family heritage. You're going to dash it to the church because you believe you're going to heaven, or you're trying to bribe God. So you see, these people have been able to deceive so many people in Christianity, not only in Nigeria, but all over the world. And then they have those possessions in their name. They have the title deeds of those properties, and it becomes permanent to them. Why you, that was originally a king, you were born a king, you were born into heritage, ancestral lands that your family gave to you, you gave it away to church. Now you die as a slave in truth and spirit, a physical slave and a spiritual slave. This is the danger of Christianity. This is why they totally remove reincarnation from their book, because they want to enslave you not only in this life but also in the next life. The aim of Christianity, Islam, is to enslave you forever. Take everything good that belongs to you. Meanwhile, they have everything. They give their own stuff to their children. The people that created this religion, they are rich forever. They tell you their land is the holy land. You must come there before you to work with. Like, people have been made to believe life does not matter, and worldly positions does not matter, especially the poor people that are illiterate and semi-illiterates. So they give all their possessions to the church because they believe they are not coming back, and their children does not matter. So when these people will reincarnate back, they are going to reincarnate as poor people because they didn't plan for their future generations. They have given all their wealth they inherited away. So as they are coming back as well-deserved slaves. They will come back to nothing because what they have been given away by them. And they're going to reap this reward. So this is the main reason why Christianity say there's no reincarnation, because if you believe in reincarnation and you know that you are coming back, they tell you this, you will want to save something for the next generation. You will want to plan a future that will span across this lifetime. They don't want you to do that. If you have this kind of mindset, you cannot be 100% loyal to your religion. You cannot be 100% loyal to Jesus and to them, and they will not have enough money. They will not have enough power. So they need to deceive you totally. That is why they tell you that reincarnation is evil, is demonic ideology, and it's appointed unto man to die once, after that judgment. It is lie. If you look at Nigeria today, not only Nigeria, all the Christian religion, especially these mushroom Pentecostal pastors, those ones with prophetic church, the ones like Believers Love World, Redeem, Mountain of Fire, all these criminal churches, you're going to find out that every time the general overseer wants to retire, they always hand over the church to their son. They don't give this church to anybody, any assistant pastor. They will always say God choose one of their son. No matter other son or daughter is wayward, it is the Holy Spirit that we always choose. The Holy Spirit never choose somebody from outside their bloodline. He always choose their children to inherit, and that child will grow up. He will say the Holy Spirit has choose another of his child. In fact, they start grooming the children for this position. So these pastors know, and many of them believe in reincarnation. And they know that this wealth they have created, they have to put it in their family, and they're not going to give it away, and they take it from other people. It doesn't make sense for them to take things from other people and then give it away again. A true criminal will never do that. A smart criminal. They must allow this wealth to remain in their bloodline. So they always hand over the church to the next generation. And this continues because they know that if peradventure that child will give birth, they will be coming back to life. They're going to reincarnate through his bloodline, and they're going to inherit all those things. But it is the fools in the church, the followers, the sheeps. Those are the ones that are the stupid ones that are taking over. Those ones, they're going to take from them in this lifetime. Not only that, they are going to groom their children to become slaves. What you find out now in Africa is many churches are opening schools. So many churches, and all the Catholic church now, especially in my country, Nigeria, all the churches that were formerly owned by Catholic church and were taken by the government, the Catholic church has started taking all those schools back. All the schools that were made by them during the time of colonization, they have started reclaiming them because now the government has failed. Government does not even have enough money to fund education. Now the Catholic church came back and said that don't worry, we're going to fund the education, give us back the schools. In my time, all the churches that were formerly owned by the Catholic church and they were taken by the government, the Catholic church have took all of them back again. And what are they doing in those churches? They are making sure, I won't call them churches, they are schools. What are they doing in those schools? They are making sure that they thoroughly brainwash the children going to those schools. These schools, they say prayer every morning, they emphasize the teaching of the Bible, they do angelus, they do all sorts of religious rites that they are programming these children to become slaves into the next generation. These Catholic model schools, this is what they do. Same thing with these so-called universities. We have these private universities in Nigeria. They claim to be Christian universities. Some call themselves Covenant University, this and that, Madonna. All of them are owned by churches, universities. So they are actually brainwashing these children, loading them with Christianity, with that Christian ideology, to become slaves for the future. So what will happen now? The parents are not giving money to these churches in this lifetime. They will give all they can give, and they are making sure their children go to these universities and these schools to be thoroughly brainwashed, and when they graduate, they will continue going to the church and continue this legacy of passing on this myopic mentality to the next generation. So they are going to become slaves forever. So the churches know what they are doing when they are opening these schools. They're not giving any education. They are creating schools for future slaves that will serve them, that will continue to allow them to grow by spreading this ideology of Christianity that is polluting and destroying Africa. They are actually creating chattels for the next generation. And this is a very dangerous thing to do, because if they continue like this, Africa will continue to degenerate, and things will continue to go bad. So the main reason for this non-belief in reincarnation is for them to steal you into the next generation, to not only steal you now, steal your future heritage, steal the heritage of your children, your grandchildren for themselves. And once you keep believing in this, you become a slave forever. You not only enslave yourself, you enslave your lineage. So anybody that falls for this is a slave for all eternity. And this is the way it is. This is why they removed this reincarnation in Christianity. Then in Buddhism and Hinduism, you're going to notice that they didn't remove it because this own theory or their own reincarnation was much more older before Christianity. But what happened along the line when the Aryans, especially in ancient India, they started, the Brahmas. These are the so-called white colonizers from Europe, went into India, the indigenous India, the Dravidians, the Black Indians. They went into their land and started trying to colonize them. And they were able to overthrow the leaders by that time due to the fact of their focus on pacific, non-violence approach to life. Same, we have some of that in Africa as well. Loving the earth, minding their business, not hurting anyone. This made them not to be ready for war. They were overwhelmed and they were overthrown by these Aryans. So what the Aryans did, the Aryans went into their spiritual system and they manipulated their own concept of reincarnation, and now introduced a new concept they call transmigration of the soul. This is a belief that a soul can reincarnate into an animal. A human can reincarnate as a dog, as a cow, as a snake, as an elephant, and also an elephant too can reincarnate as a human being, can reincarnate, that souls can move from different sphere, that a man can also reincarnate as a tree. Transmigration of the soul. And this is very, very wrong. The reason for them to introduce this so-called transmigration of the soul is that what you will find is that they want people to be passive. They want people to accept their lowly state in society, in life, to accept whatever life dishes out to them. Because what happened is that when they took over, the Aryans took over for the Dravidians, they drove them out of power. They stole their wealth, they stole their land, they stole their money, their possessions, and they started ruling them. So many people became poor. So in order for them to console them, same thing they did in Africa, they have to resell this spirituality to them. Instead of the spirituality to empower them, the spirituality was not made to enslave them further by telling them that you don't need to fight, you need to accept life the way you are. When you die, you can, if you are a good person, you follow Shiva, follow whatever you are following. When you die, you're going to become a rich man in your next life. And if you are a rich person, you do something bad. When you die, you become a poor man in your next life. And if you hurt the plants too much, when you die, you will come back as a plant to experience what you did to the plant. And if you hurt animals too much, when you die, you're going to reincarnate back as that animal. So as a result of that, you cannot eat beef. You have to be a vegetarian all your life. This is the only part of spiritual awareness, spiritual knowledge, and spiritual evolution. You must be a vegetarian. You must not eat animals, and you must eat only vegetables. So they polluted the spiritual system of these people. Meanwhile, they were eating everything they want to eat. They eat meat. They do whatever they want to do. They oppress the people. They are still ruling them today. And then they created what they call a caste system. They have this caste system in India, whereby the Aryans, the Brahmas, the ones that are the whitest ones, the children of the conquerors, they are at the top of that caste. Then the second one is for the helpers of them. They are the second class. Then the third class are the poorest people, the people that were indigenous, the Dravidians, the Black Indians. They are the lowest class. And they say that these are the inferior people. So to console those inferior people and the lower class, the second class people, they told them that they will reincarnate into being rich people in the future if they live a life of absolution, of minding their business, of not fighting back, of following their system, of accepting their lowly state in society, accepting who they are and trying to be a good poor person. For instance, if somebody is a shoemaker, they tell him, no, be the best shoemaker you can be. When you die, you're going to reincarnate back as a king or as a ruler in your next life. So this shoemaker will not be content to live a life of penury and poverty with the belief that he's going to reincarnate back as a rich man. Same thing they sold to us in Africa, that you have to be a poor person. Jesus Christ hates wealth. Give all your money to the church. Even your widow's mite bring to the church, that when you die, you're going to have a mansion in heaven. In fact, in Africa, they believe that the more money you give to church, the bigger your mansion you will have in heaven. This is the same cock and bull story they sold to us, but theirs is that you're going to become a better person in the next life. So this is the poison that you're going to find in Buddhism, you're going to find in Hinduism, in Janism, in Asia. This is the way they corrupt their own reincarnation. This is why we have so many poor people there that they are not fighting back. They have accepted their caste system, and the upper caste can maltreat the lower caste. Most of the time you hear this rape in India. There's so many cases of rape. It is the upper caste that is always raping people from the lower caste. India has the largest case of rape in the world. It is very, very bad. As a woman, I will tell you, don't go to India. India is a very dangerous place for women. Very, very dangerous place. Don't go to any Arab country. Arab countries are dangerous places for women. India is the #1 place. It is the high caste people that are raping the low caste people. They believe there is no repercussion. If these people really know what they are doing is evil, that if you rape people, you come back, they're going to rape you in the next life, why are they still doing it? They're doing it because they know they're going to reincarnate in their own race, in their own bloodline, and nothing will happen to them. They have been able to establish a system that protects them, and they are living by this system, and the system supports them. So this reincarnation myth of transmigration of the soul is a very, very big lie that they're used to pacify people not to fight back, to accept your condition in society, to continue to serve them forever. You and your children will be permanent slaves to them. It's a deceit, it's a big lie. So any African person that falls for this, you are just making yourself a slave to those races. Where are you in that case? You are not an Aryan, you are not a Brahman, you fully into Hinduism. Where are you? There is no space for African there except at the lowest class. Is that where you and your children want to remain forever? I have a friend that is an Hindu person from South Africa. I told him all these things. He got angry. He's not talking to me anymore. Embrace your African spirituality that makes you a king, that makes you a god, a deified person, that gives you dignity. You say, no, you're following Hinduism, and these people, you believe in transmigration. It's not possible for a man to reincarnate into a monkey, to reincarnate into a goat. It's not possible for a goat to become a man. It's not possible. That is a big lie. And all these people telling you all these things, why it's not good, or extreme vegetarianism is not good for the planet. If you're eating only grass all the time, it will not be able to give you the much protein that you need. We are made as to eat both animals and vegetables. If you say you want to focus on one alone, it's not good. The key is balance. Okay? If you think I'm lying, check nature. We have nature. You see lions eating goats. You see lions eating zebras, eating giraffes. This is nature. No interference. The way nature or so-called God have created it. So what is the lion doing? It's eating something to survive. Then you say that, is the lion committing evil? Lion does not eat grass. Okay? Lion eats other animals. If you as a human still go to the bush, the lion is hungry, the lion will still eat you. It will not look, this is a human being. It will eat you the way he eats a giraffe, the way we eat a goat. And nothing will happen. Okay? So we humans should eat meat. If you feel you want to eat meat, the thing is in consideration. Eat but don't eat too much. Balance it. The key is balance. Okay. All these people, I've seen a lot of vegetarians. They're always looking lean, haggard. They don't eat meat. They are poisoning. Many of them are so-called depressed people. I have tried to be a vegetarian before. I've tried it for 4 months. I did not eat meat. It didn't tally well with me. I know what I passed through. I've discussed it in previous videos before. So these people, they are just suffering themselves unnecessarily. Okay, they are just sorry. This is where I see it too. Meanwhile, the people that gave you all this law, they are eating meats. The Aryans, the Brahmins, they're doing whatever they want. But you saying you want to, that is not the path of true spirituality. Okay, it is not the path. That is how we say extreme spirituality by these new age people that are misguided. Okay, whether you eat meat or you don't eat meat, you will still die. Whether you eat meat or you don't eat meat, you will still live the kind of life you're supposed to live. Okay, the key is balance. You have to balance everything you are doing. This is the key. In harmony, it must be balanced. Too much of everything is bad. Too much water is bad. Water that you use every day can still kill you. Too much vegetable can kill you too. Can still kill you slowly. Too much meat can also kill you faster or slowly too. The key is balance. Do not be a glutton. Do not overdo it. Okay, this is the life we find ourselves. So this is my own take on the issue. Then you're going to find a place like Thailand now. Buddhism. I'm talking about you people today. I was in Thailand for about 8 years. I experienced this. Buddhism believes in transmigration of the soul. You see, in Thailand, they have the royals and they have the peasants. Same thing you're going to find in Laos. The royals and the peasants. The royals are the people that are ruling. Then you have the poor. There's a large population of poor people. These poor people are the most religious people. They're always going to temple, always giving to the monks, always doing things. Their belief is that they want to reincarnate as a rich person in the next life. They are being deceived. The royals do not do all these things. The royals flex and do all whatever. Royals can oppress the peasant any way they want to oppress. The peasant does not have rights. You don't have say. If you are a peasant, a royal wants to sleep with your wife, we cannot even say one word because he's higher than you. You even tell him thank you. You even send your wife off to him. This is the kind of belief they have, that they're going to become a rich man in the next life if they allow this abuse to be upon them. This is a belief. But this is a system that was created by the powers that be to make sure that the poor people never challenge them. The poor people are content with their low stationary states in life. They will not revolt. So religious systems all over the world, many of them are used to manipulate people, to pacify people into not living their true life, and to also steal the heritage of people, to steal their time, steal their energy, steal their sweat, not only in this life, but also steal their future as well, steal the one of their children. So all these religions, it is not for African people. I'm just telling you, you cannot accept this kind of thing. If they say they want to practice it, Buddha is their thing. Buddha, the way I see Buddha as a scallywag. Buddha was somebody that is not a good role model. If you read his story, he abandoned his son for 10 years. He called his son a hindrance. His son name was Aruna. He said his son was an hindrance to him. When you have a son, it's the time that you're supposed to seek enlightenment. You leave your wife and your son for 10 years that you went to seek enlightenment. What kind of father is that? In my book, that is an irresponsible father. That is not the person I want to copy. A man that abandoned his wife and child for 10 years is now a spiritual leader. I want to be praying to that kind of man. What sort of enlightenment is that? For me, that is nonsense. There are many things we should not be accepting in life because we don't know ourselves as African people. And this is drawing us back. Okay? The assertion that somebody is telling you that you're going to be better in next life, but is doing everything possible to secure his position in this lifetime, not only for himself, but for his future generation. Supposed to tell you a lot that something is wrong somewhere. When you see these pastors, especially in Nigeria, building legacies, buying private jets, preparing their future, creating an empire, conglomerate, some churches have schools, they have banks, they have hospitals, they have hotels. convention centers, and these places you pay to use them. People pay money to use them. Somebody's building legacy, but it's telling you that yours is in heaven. You are the stupid one. This is what I have to say. All this is to show you that these people behind these religions, they know what they are doing. They know that reincarnation is very, very real. They know that this wealth they are acquiring, they are stealing from everybody, is for themselves and their children and their heritage, and they are coming back. When they reincarnate back through that bloodline, they're going to reincarnate back into money. And you reincarnate back into poverty because you have given them your own. I have seen many poor people. There was one case in Warri 2 years ago. A boy give their family land, house, his family house, he willed it to one church. Your papa house where they give you, your father is not even dead, he willed his family house. Is that not perpetual poverty? The forest children have to go to the church, return land. The church refused to return the house back. The case went to court. House that is not your own, you go and dash it to church. He first came back from abroad. They talked to him, he dashed his car. He wheeled his car to the church. He started using leg. The next thing he did, his family's house, he wheeled it to the church, and he's still alive. His father is still alive. You have just turned your family to poor people overnight because of religion. This is what these churches do in Nigeria. I've seen many people that have given their landed properties they're supposed to give to their children to church because they believe they are not coming back to this earth. They believe that they are going straight to God. They have just been deceived. The pastor will just put a name on the document and give that land to his own son. This is the evil of not believing in reincarnation, or the reason why Catholic Church and Christians decide to say reincarnation does not exist, because they want to steal not only your presence but steal your future as well. This is very sad. So we have to be careful of these dangerous ideologies that is permeating Africa, that is poisoning everywhere. Okay, people are using it to steal. These pastors, these scallywags, they are nothing but pulpit bandits, criminals. This is the situation. Okay, so this is why they outlawed reincarnation. But when you come to African spirituality, we believe this, and it's very active, and you see it every day. You see it every day. This is why it's dangerous when you get married. The same Catholic Church will tell you that you have married forever. When you married in the church, they will deceive you. You don't know the kind of woman you married. The next thing, they will go and bring bastard children into your house. Now, I'm telling every man, if you are married, especially in Nigeria, it doesn't matter how long you have been married. Go and do DNA tests for all your children. Go and do DNA tests for all your children. Every day we keep having cases of people that are done DNA test. They discover that all the children, or 2 or 3 of the children, is not theirs. The wife is sleeping outside. Most times they are sleeping with pastors. Pastors are fathering all these children. This is a very big problem in Nigeria right now. So if you're having any wife, especially if you marry that woman in a church, it doesn't matter where you marry her, but go do DNA test for your pikin. Because every day people they discover say not be then get the children whether they train for us, and that is a very bad thing. It's the cost for a man to come to this life. You marry a wife and the woman gave you children that are not your own. This is a very big problem. This is a cost. It's not that you cannot born. Your wife will be sleeping outside, woman that you pay right price for. This is a danger why it is a taboo for women to sleep outside in Africa culture. Because if you allow them to be doing this, they will bring strangers into your house and you will end up having no child. This is a very problem. I tell people, if you have pikin for Nigeria, whether the pikin are 20, 30 years, go and do DNA test for them. Many things have happened and many things they happen. You get why, okay? There's another system too. Somebody asked a question yesterday. He asked if a race can be contaminated by other people, by being poisoned or being in a union that mix up the genetic bloodline of that other race. This is a situation whereby 2 people or a group of people come together in a union that is not agreeable. For instance, we have these cases of in ancient Africa during the time of the Islamic invasion. What the Islam will do is that the Muslims, when they invaded ancient Egypt in 640 AD, they went into North Africa, they went into Libya, Morocco, Angola, Tunisia. What they were doing is that when they go to a village, they ask the people to convert to Islam. If the people refuse, they will kill all the men and seize all the women as sex slaves. Then they will rape these women and born children that call them mulatto children, mixed children. These children are what we refer to as hard castes, not half castes. They use that term half caste in Pidgin English lands in Nigeria, but these children are hard castes because they are children of unholy union. Okay, so the children, that bloodline has been polluted. Okay, so when those children will give birth, they're going to be contaminated with the bloodline or with the seeds of these Islamic invaders or these criminals. This is the way Islam was able to spread in North Africa. That's why you see most North Africa, they are white, they are Arab. They don't consider themselves Africans. Remember last 2 years when the Morocco captain came out to say they are trying to win this cup or they win it for the Arab world and they are in Africa. This is to tell you that these people know that they are not from Africa. And they have always known, and they teach it in their schools that you are not from Africa. But it's African people you're thinking that we are the same with them. All these people you see in that North Africa now, they are hard castes because the original bloodline is not unique, it's not holy, it's not something that is consensual. The children, they are children of rape and conquest. So we cannot call them indigenous of Africa. Same thing is happening now. Right now is Islam. This is how Islam operates. Islam is all about raiding, stealing everything, especially women for sex slavery. Islamic men, they are perverts. They are all perverts. That's why Muhammad promised 72 virgins to any of his converts. This is the promise of going to heaven. We give you 70. If they are not interested in women, they don't have this perversion. Why would them so focus on giving you virgins in women in heaven, in paradise forever? This is why some people become Muslims, because they are obsessed by women. They don't have enough women in their land. I don't know. So you see this situation in in the Middle East, ISO terrorists, how they went into a place in Syria, then they took over the Yazidi village. They killed all the Yazidi men, take all the women as so-called wives. Now these children are born children to these ISO terrorists. And later on, the ISO terrorists were wiped out. Now they have a race of Yazidi women with children of terrorists. So those children of these ISO terrorists now, we can call them outcasts. They are outcasts because they are not the original bloodline of the Yazidi. Allowing these people to come into the tribe is going to pollute it further and contaminate it to the point whereby they will not even have the original Yazidi people anymore. So this case is a very complicated case. So what happened in that case, the elders have to chase these children and the women out of the community because they don't know how to deal with it. Same thing is happening in Nigeria right now. Some years ago, Boko Haram kidnapped 200 and something girls in Nigeria. They have done another one recently. Now they kidnap these girls and make them wife. And then these girls going to have babies for these Boko Haram terrorists. Now these children, we cannot call them real children. These children will become outcasts of the so-called community because it's not a organic relationship. It's a relationship of rape and oppression. It's an holy relationship. The girls were forced against their will to have babies for terrorists. Okay? So these children are cursed children. They are outcasts. This is the way we'll call them. Now we're having this problem. They are bringing this kind of behavior back to Africa. Islam is the one that brings this. With time, if you allow this to happen, those children will now be children of terrorists and they're going to pollute that whole community. And they're going to change it if they allow it to happen. The next thing, you see people that are not loyal to the land because the only thing these children will know is how to do the same thing their parents did. How to carry the character of going to other lands, stealing their property and raping their women. They will just continue the evil legacy upon this planet. This is what will happen. That's why we need to fight against the evils of Christianity, Islam, and all these foreign religions. Okay, this is the mentality that they are pushing all over the world. Now you see this coming out every day. You see in Nigeria, Boko Haram will kidnap hundreds of women. ISO will kidnap 200 women. What are they doing with these women? This is the problem. They will go there, they will share them as wife. They will have children for terrorists that will become future terrorists doing the same thing their father was doing. These are not real children. Okay, this is a big problem in Africa. It's a big problem in the world. So a race can be polluted. We also have this issue during the time of slavery, colonization by transatlantic slave trade, whereby the white slavers will go to a community, they will kill all the men, kill all the women, that they will steal the children. They will take the children, put them in ship, take them to America. Then they're going to raise them in a Christian missionary school, totally brainwash them, then deceive them that their parents left them or some funny story. It is the church that rescued them. Then they will not send those children back as missionaries to Africa to start spreading the virus of religion to other Africans here. They did this in the transatlantic slave trade. They also did this in Vietnam. During the Vietnam War, the American soldiers after killing the parents of many Vietnamese babies, they took the babies in planes, flew them back to America to be brainwashed in schools. Later on, when they become adults, they will send them back to Vietnam to be role models for the Vietnamese people, to pollute the ideology, to pollute the ones back home, that America is a good country, America is a great country, this and that and that. So you see this, they make use of NGOs for this kind of strategy. This is the way Christians do their own. Christians do their own this way. They kill the parents, then they take the children, raise them in church, and they turn them into slaves, into missionaries, into pastors, and send them to other parts of Africa to spread the gospel. You will be more inclined to want to listen to a black American from America that is preaching than a white person. You will want to trust him more because of your skin color. You will think that they are telling you the truth, but they have been raised for this very purpose, to spread lies, to spread propaganda, to destroy Africa, and to pollute the continent. This kind of things is happening. And but the one of Muslims, they just come in, kill all the men, women, that they take the women and the rest and children and do what they want to do. So this is a kind of a problem that you're going to find in the area of reincarnation. You need to focus on what you want to do. Your children, which kind of children you want to give birth to, how you raise your children, the kind of orientation you give your children also matters too. If you are a Christian, you didn't really care for the spiritual progression of your children, you raise them to be very good Christians, there are high chance that you are going to reincarnate back into a Christian lineage once again, because your children will not know anything than to continue being Christians. So you have to be careful how you have to raise them well, the importance, and tell them the truth about reincarnation and the importance of generational wealth, how to plan not only for this lifetime, but for the next lifetime, for multiple lifetimes. This is how white people plan. They know this truth. They always leave generational wealth for their offspring. Anytime they have a good business, they never sell their business. They keep it for the next generation. They always leave something. They always leave life insurance. But the black man does not do this in Africa. They sell everything. They give it to church. They waste everything. And then they die empty-handed and allow their children to be suffering. And then they still come back again to come and be a child of the poor children again. Generational poverty continues. So we need to change our perception, our beliefs, and our view about this wrong notion of reincarnation that has been perpetrated by Christianity, Hinduism, and Buddhism. This reincarnation fallacy by Hinduism and Buddhism is one of my main contention with them. This is my main contention because it does not make sense, and it's a way to pacify the poor people in Asia, not to fight back, not to fight the rich people, to be content in their poverty, to be comfortable in their poverty. This is another way to pacify them. Same thing they're doing Christianity by giving us heaven. You give all your money to God, you're going to go to heaven. You need to pay God. The more money you give, the more your mansion. Meanwhile, the person is driving private jets. He's using security to protect himself. He said any little problem, any little sickness, he have gone to the best doctor. He don't want to go to heaven. He don't want to die. But meanwhile, he's telling you all the stories of how beautiful heaven is. And you continue to believe. So this is a very sad thing. And this is where I see this topic. So I hope that I've been able to make something clear today. I've been able to cut across this topic today. And questions and comments are welcome. Please like and share this video. And of course, subscribe, hit the notification bell close to the subscribe button. And if you want to learn African spirituality, this is the right place to be. I have a program where I teach it at least for 6 months. We have the intermediate class, we have the advanced class, we have the beginner class. Within 6 months, you're going to be a master of African spirituality. We have knowledge of so many spells, so many formulas, and you can be able to change situations and do something positively for yourself and for other people. I keep telling people that any spiritual system that does not empower you, that does not educate you, inform you, liberate you, is not worth practicing. Any spiritual system that will deceive you to tell you that this life does not matter, that your everything depends on your next life, that spiritual system is a lie. It is a fallacy. Don't fall for it. Okay, focus on this life. Plan your next life in this life. Plan your next reincarnation. Anything that will make you to want to believe outside yourself, to believe in a middleman, to pray to a middleman, this is a wrong thing. They are putting you in a box. Buddha, Shiva, Muhammad, Jesus, all of them are criminals. All of them are thieves created by people to micromanage your spirituality. They are not worth talking to. They are not worth listening to. They are criminals. They are scallywags. Focus on yourself. It's only African spirituality that will liberate you. It will liberate you. It will give you power to think well. It will give you common sense. It is based on pure scientific principles. So this is where you need to be. Hinduism will not liberate you. It's to further enslave you. You are not coming back as a rich man. If you die poor, you will certainly come back in your poor lineage. You are not escaping to any Nevada. That is a big lie, okay? Something that will tell you to be meditating for 6 hours of a day when you're supposed to be building, meditating and doing nothing in the meditation. It's just like you taking drugs and sleeping for 6 hours. I don't subscribe to that. I don't believe in a philosophy where one man, a man that have not got married in his life before, somebody that was raised in a temple, always sitting down doing nothing, not interacting with the outside world. You have not married, you have not started a business, you have not encountered life, you have not lived in the hood, you don't know how to live with people. You sitting in your temple, you want to advise me how to live with people, how to manage a family. A man that have never had children in his life and we never have children want to now be advising people how to take care of children. That man have no experience to advise people. They will sit in their Buddhist temple, in their Shinto temple, meditating from morning till night, not interacting with the outside world. Then they will be calling people like me a sinner, that I am a sinner. If you think you are spiritually powerful, leave your temple and come and live with me in the ghetto. Come and live with me in the hood. Come to live in Nigeria. Come to live where people are living, interacting with other people. Let me see how you can cope. Let me see how you can be able to maintain your spiritual composure. Let me see how you can be able to meditate peacefully when your neighbor is blasting music in the next room and his wife is fighting in the other room and there's cars moving up and down. Let me see if you can be able to levitate to Nevada when NEPA is taking light all the time. Let me see how you can do all this. You call yourself spiritual master, but you have not encountered life. You have not been able to father a child, have not been able to give children food, to buy food for children, to go to work. You'll be advising somebody that is passing through all these things. In my own book, you don't have any experience, any capacity to advise people living real life because we have not tested real life. It's only somebody that have got into a boat and crossed a river can be able to say how the water is. Not somebody that is standing at the shore that have never stepped into the boat before. So when I see this Buddhist monk, I don't respect them because they don't experience life. The same thing with Catholic priests. You're sitting there in your priesthood, in your Catholic church. You have never got married. And you never got married, but you are calling yourself a marriage counselor. How can you be a marriage counselor where you have no single experience about marriage? You have never kept a woman in the house. You have never fed a woman. You have not even, according to your own book, slept with a woman. What do you know about women to advise me about women? You have no experience on women. I cannot take advice from you. But you will see fools going to take advice from a man that have never been married in his life about how to live a peaceful life with their spouse. This is wrong. For you to be able to advise me, you must have experience on that body of knowledge. You must have done it. This is the way I see it too. So all these people in their temples floating to Nevada every day, then calling the rest of the world sinners, you are just drug addicts, spiritual drug addicts, escapists, trying to escape from reality. At the end of the day, you go out and beg people for food. The same people you are calling sinners, those are the people that are feeding you. You come out of your temple, start walking around, and people will be giving you food every morning. The sinners are the ones feeding you. You do nothing. You are lazy, and yet you are a spiritual master. I don't know what to say, but we need to start using our common sense in doing things. Now you see them try to come to Africa. Chinese are coming with Buddhism. Indians are coming with their Hindu to spread this kind of flawed mentality, coming here to teach us reincarnation again, to recolonize us, to start telling us that we reincarnate into a goat and a cow, and at the end of the day, you will give them your earthly property. They are coming, you should be prepared to tell you this kind of nonsense. So, once again, my brothers and sisters, we need to be very, very sharp with what we are doing, because there are many criminals out there wearing robes and calling themselves gurus, but they are all only foul. So, this is where we close today. I thank you for watching. For those people who have been supporting me, I am very delighted. And I'm very, very grateful. And of course, if you have not gotten my book, say go. This book, you need to get this book. This book, Quantum Physics, Interrelationship Between the Evil Forest and Negative Space in Quantum Physics and African Spirituality, is a book that will open your eyes to the modern realities of African spirituality, the intricate details. This is a book that is filled with a lot of evidence, scientific evidence, historical evidence, etymological evidence, to prove the originality and validity of African spirituality. It is going to disprove so many of these lies and misconceptions that many people are throwing out there. In this book, I covered very powerful topics. I covered topics about this so-called reincarnation, origin of religion, black matter consciousness, how it is, what is melanin. This melanin they are talking, are black people really the devil? What is the meaning of the original 666? I covered so many deep topics here, time and space travel. This book will give you a lot of knowledge that you need to know as an African, so that you can be updated in your spiritual practice. Okay, African spirituality is very, very practical, and is based on science and pure logic. It is not an hocus pocus. It is not belief in outside deities. It is empowerment. This book will empower you. It's a gateway into the past, present, and future. So this is not an ordinary book. So this book, you need to get this book. This is the first book written on quantum physics in the history of Nigeria. So buying this book will make you a part of history. Not only that, it also equips you to prepare you for the next generation, the next century. It will prepare you for that. So this is like a manual for the future. You need this book. You will read it. You will give it to your children so that they will know what is coming and they will prepare themselves. So when they see all these criminals, all these Shylock and all these scallywag, they will chase them away, pursue them, these idiots, these pulpit bandits. When they see them coming, they will chase them away from far, because they have nothing to offer except to deceive you and steal from you. This is the only thing they represent. They are thieves. That's why I call them scallywags. Who don't know them, we think they are something good. Who don't know them, we think they are better things. They are not anything good. They are all thieves. They are here to lie, thief, kill, and steal. They are the devil, the real devil, to cheat, lie, steal, and kill. That is what they're here to do. So when you have knowledge of self, you will chase them. You see them from far, from 100 miles. You already seen them. You already seen how they are coming. You chase them away, and you'll be free. If you want to know how to do spells, 200 spells is inside here. It will give you the power of the gods. With this book, you will know how to do things by yourself. You don't need middleman. You don't need to be calling person all the time. You just scroll over the book, look for the kind of spell you want, and it will teach you about herbs. A lot of herbs are covered here. I put the botanical names so you not miss them. You can get the herbs. you can start doing things by yourself. Okay, knowledge is power. Okay, empower yourself today. This 2 book is $200, so this one is $100, this one is 50. Postage is $50. $200 is what I'm selling, so they know the price. So don't feel shocked. Before you contact me, owe your money. Not come call the cop pretends. I don't want your story. I beg. Make with the do like this. Now weigh and wash hand. Now both hands they clean. So apart from that, you still want to do your spell. Some people may not have time, they're always busy. X6 or packs, oracle tarot readings. I do all these things. Okay, you can also contact me on this channel. Apart from that, I thank you very much, and I'll be seeing you in the subsequent videos as usual. So take care and bye. Peace. Oh boy.